Well, a little earlier I spoke with President Joyce Banda. I asked her about whether there had been a power struggle following the death of President Bingu while Mutharika.
I don't know whether to call them power struggles, because in this country we have a constitution that states very clearly what should happen in the event of a president being incapacitated or after death. So, but I hope the whole world will understand the situation that we are in. Our president just collapsed, and then he passed on, and nobody in Malawi was prepared for this. My own interpretation of all that you are talking about was that people in shock went and made decisions, held meetings that were otherwise illegal. The Constitution says, in the event of a head of state being incapacitated, it is the Vice President that shall call cabinet and attach to a letter to Parliament stating the state of the President's health, and then therefore at that point the Vice President shall act. But when that office becomes vacant through death resignation, then the first Vice President assume office and finish the term, and that will not constitute her term. He or she can go on for another 10 years. So as I'm concerned, in the circumstances that we are in, I would like to say that it has been a smooth transition, because the whole was never. They thought that maybe be shocked and we may have problems, but I'm glad to say that as of this evening, I was Sony.
Well, in your acceptance speech, you said you hoped that there would be no room for revenge. You hoped that everyone would stand united. Are you confident that you do have the support of the entire government now that you are president?
Yes, and in fact, I'm overwhelmed because the Public Affairs Committee, the churches, the Law Society, all heads of other political parties, the former President of the Republic of Malawi, Dr. Bakiri Muruzi, all stood united, and all thousands and millions of Malawians stood united to say that the Constitution should be respected. At that point, the Chief Secretary, the Attorney General, the Army Commander, and the head of the police got together this morning, and decided that they're going to proceed and respect the wish of Malawians, but in particular with what the Constitution says. So I am confident that I'm going to enjoy the support of Malawians, but I would like to say that I don't think it's going to be easy because of the state of our economy. So it will mean working extremely hard, pulling everybody together, standing united, getting back the support of our international partners that we lost, and moving on.
You are the first female head of state in Southern Africa. It's difficult for women in many countries, most of the world, to become heads of state, perhaps particularly so in Africa. How do you feel about that, and what would you say to the many African women who would perhaps like to follow in your footsteps? As of today, it means that Africa has got two presidents. The United States is still trying to get a woman president. So we've done well. And I would like to say that the election of me as the vice president and the election of President Ellen Sirleaf twice as state president shows that Africans have grown in democracy, because it therefore means that they have confidence in both men and women leading them, as long as they are confident that they will serve them well. And I would like to point out at this point that I was one of 3 vice presidents in Africa, but I am one that was actually elected alongside the late president. So it shows that Malawians have faith in female leadership. But I'm also saying that we are seeing it increasing across Africa, that Africans have decided that time is now that women can also participate in leadership.
Joyce Banda, congratulations on your post and the best of luck in the future. Thank you very much for joining us on Al Jazeera.